Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. First off, thank you all for the birthday wishes. It was a nice low-key day, exactly like I wanted. Now for something that isn't low-key, there's been a lot of talk going on lately about this business with suppressors and the NFA, and a great betrayal by Republicans in Congress, which honestly is nothing new. So this whole hullabaloo involves a budget reconciliation bill and a push to get suppressors off the NFA, or perhaps to keep them there, as some key Republicans and Chris Cox, formerly of the NRA, have been working to do behind the scenes. Again, nothing new there, no big surprise, as the NRA has been giving away rights for decades. After AmmoLand reported his alleged involvement in this, I'll say, he was quick to contact them and say no way, no how, he has always been for taking suppressors off the NFA, even though now we have it on some pretty good authority that between the option of lowering the tax stamp versus removing them from the NFA completely, he was pushing only to lower the tax stamp. Regardless, without the rest of the info here, that might not make a ton of sense. But before we get into the rest of the info here, this video is brought to you with the help of Blackout Coffee Company. Blackout is a Florida-based coffee roaster that has strong roots in supporting Second Amendment rights and traditional values. They have amazing coffees, teas, and hot chocolates, and even have instant coffee now available in their lineup, which I got for myself just this morning. Just add your 1 packet of 100% freeze-dried coffee to your water, which this smells amazing, by the way. Stir, you're ready to go. That's good. They support channels like mine and have dedicated partner roasts that raise money for GOA, FPC, and even the Second Amendment Foundation. So to get a cup of coffee that you can be proud of and help support the channel, go to blackoutcoffee.com/LibertyDoll, and as a bonus, you can use code LibertyDoll for a one-time 20% discount. And now also, before I get into the rest of this, I know that this has been going around social media for a solid 2 days before I'm recording this video, and I know there's going to be people that are upset that I did not film this video for you guys and get it edited on Mother's Day, or yesterday while I was at a full day training class of continuing education for my therapy license. I know, but then there'd be people that complained that I didn't cover it. So to all the complainers out there, have the day that you deserve. So, the Ways and Means Committee released a markup related to taxation today that includes part of the Hearing Protection Act. Gun owners were hoping that the full HPA would be included in this markup and therefore remove suppressors from the NFA. And that's not exactly what happened. Instead, a competing version of the HPA, spearheaded by Representative David Kustoff, allegedly in partnership with Chris Cox, has people pissed off. That was a really bad mom joke. So instead, his version lowered the tax stamp to $5, which is still an improvement, don't get me wrong, but not at all the same, as it would keep suppressors on the NFA, meaning for the low price of $5, they'd still have to be registered with the government. And you know that we don't like registrations here. Well, in this new markup, it seems that a compromise between the two camps was reached, dropping the tax stamp to 0, hooray, while keeping suppressors as an NFA item. Still. The part regarding the NFA starts all the way on page 369. It gives a brief summary of the act and the associated taxes, and on the next page gives definitions of what's covered, and then simply says, under the proposal, the transfer tax on silencers is reduced from $200 to 0. Now, in this little one-line ditty, there is, of course, no mention of removing it from the NFA. No mention of this also being applied to homemade silencers. Now, folks had also hoped that the short act would have been added in as well, removing SBRs from the NFA, because everything in the NFA is stupid, and stopping any future anti-gun regimes from going after them. Well, obviously that didn't happen either. And the reason that people were pushing for this so hard is because the reconciliation bill can't be filibustered in the Senate, meaning this would be the best shot. Now, Kustoff says that this is because Congress, specifically the Senate, cannot actually remove suppressors from the NFA, which I find suspect as, Congress made the law in the first place. In trying to defend his position here, he said that it was specifically due to some Senate rule that he did not actually elaborate on. And now several senators have disputed this claim, leading Kustoff to go on some damage control and release the following statement. I am a pro-gun Republican to my core. I have an A+ rating with the NSSF and an A rating with the NRA, which these days does not mean much. At every turn, I'm going to fight for the Second Amendment rights of gun owners across America. During this next legislative battle, there are Second Amendment reforms to be made regarding suppressors. Unfortunately, the rules of the United States Senate cause serious obstacles to repealing suppressors from the NFA. Given the risk of the Senate failing to expand gun rights, I proposed a policy to eliminate the tax on suppressors from $200 to $0. This would be more than $1.5 billion in tax savings for gun owners over the next 10 years. I am committed to the fight for repeal under the NFA, as well as other long overdue reforms to unconstitutional restrictions on law-abiding gun owners. And while he might have a point, if the Senate does not allow these items to be taken off the NFA, then why have all the gun rights groups and their legal arms been pushing for them to be taken off the NFA by the Senate? I am naturally always suspicious of politicians, so maybe that is my lens that I'm looking through here and I am incorrect. But again, if GOA and all of these other organizations are supporting these bills and supporting having these NFA items taken off the NFA through this reconciliation bill, which, mind you, the Democrats are excellent at pork barrel bills and getting all kinds of stuff put into budgets. If it wasn't possible, then why would all of these groups be campaigning for it so hard? So I guess it comes down to who you want to believe, and if you think that the current proposal goes far enough. Is it better? Sure, I will give you that. It's better than nothing. Is it the best? Absolutely not. What we're having, it seems like, is another lame duck Republican-controlled Congress that could do something, but so far has done very little. And I'm going to say that about Pam Bondi, too. So far, we've gotten a little sprinkling of breadcrumbs. They're keeping some folks happy, but not enough to truly satisfy. And some people will say that this all takes time, and sure, it does. It's only been a few months. But as a friend of mine said to me this morning, about this very topic. Okay, well, if people are saying, well, this takes time, let's pick a date when we are allowed to be disappointed. We will put it on the calendar and we'll check in then. So I ask you, when is that date? Is it next month? Is it next year? When the Democrats get back majority? What is the date that you and I are allowed to say that we are disappointed? Now, there is the possibility that once this thing gets to the Senate, they add in Section 2 of the HPA, pulling suppressors from the NFA completely, but not without a lot of noise from gun owners. So in that regard, you guys know what to do. I have given you the phone numbers before. You guys should know how to find the emails for your senators to blast them about this bill and make some noise. Which is kind of ironic, considering this is about suppressors. So that is it for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring that notification bell and drop a comment down below. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and happy shooting. And don't forget your blackout coffee.